How to make marijuana tea. Marijuana tea is a soothing treat that imparts a calming high, perfect for pain or stress relief. To extract the THC, the potent chemical in marijuana, butter or another fat must be heated with the tea. This WikiHow will show you how to make marijuana tea. Prep time, 30 minutes. Cook time, steeping 30 minutes. Total time, 60 minutes. Note, highly potent marijuana will yield highly potent tea. Be careful not to use too much, and avoid driving or operating machinery after drinking. 10-second summary. 1. Mix 1-2 gram of ground marijuana buds with 1-2 teaspoon of butter. 2. Place the mixture into an empty tea bag or tea ball. 3. Simmer 1-2 cups of water over medium-high heat. 4. Add the tea bag or tea ball. Make sure it is tightly closed. 5. Simmer for 30 minutes. Don't let the water boil or evaporate. 6. Remove the tea and allow to cool for 5 minutes before drinking. Ingredients. Easy marijuana tea. Marijuana chai latte. Marijuana herbal tea. Method 1. Making marijuana tea, easy method. 1. Grind the marijuana buds. Separate out the stems and seeds if necessary, and use a grinder or chop up the buds with a sharp knife until they're finely chopped, but not completely powdered. 2. Mix the buds with butter. Place them together in a bowl and use a spoon to mix up the buds and butter, making sure each piece is coated with fat. You want the grounds to be completely coated, but not soaked in butter. Too much will inhibit the release of THC. Note, if you want a potent marijuana tea, it's necessary to extract the THC from the plant. Since THC is not soluble in water alone, it requires a fatty substance to cling onto under high heat. The combination of the high heat from the hot water and the fat from the butter removes the THC from the ground buds and allows you to ingest it. 3. Empty a tea bag and fill it with the marijuana butter mixture. Use a scissors to cut off the top of the bag, then empty the contents. Spoon the ground marijuana into the bag, then fold it over several times to keep the marijuana from spilling out. If you have a metal tea ball, you can use that instead. Or use a coffee filter, place the marijuana in the center of the filter, then gather the edges and tie it up to make a little bag. 4. Bring the water to a simmer on the stove. Pour it into a small pan and place it over medium-high heat, so that it comes to a simmer but not a full boil. 5. Simmer the tea bag in the water for 30 minutes. Reduce the heat if the mixture starts to boil. If the water is getting low, add a little more so it doesn't completely evaporate. 6. Take it off the heat and remove the tea bag. The marijuana tea will be very hot, so be careful and let it cool for 5 minutes. If you want flavored tea, add another tea bag of your choice during the last 3 minutes of simmering. 7. Stir in sugar or honey to taste, then enjoy. As with most marijuana products consumed orally, tea takes 45-60 minutes to come into full effect. Note, even with only a 1-2 gram, this tea will create a strong high. Method 2. Marijuana chai latte. 1. Grind the marijuana buds. Separate out the stems and seeds if necessary, and use a grinder or chop up the buds with a sharp knife until they're finely chopped, but not completely powdered. 2. Blend the marijuana, milk, butter, and vanilla. Place the ingredients in a blender and blend until completely smooth. 3. Let the mixture rest for an hour. This gives the flavors a chance to meld. 4. Add the water and simmer the mixture for 30 minutes. Monitor the pan carefully to make sure it doesn't begin to boil or evaporate away. Add more water if necessary to keep the level of liquid constant. 5. Remove it from heat and add the chai tea bag. Steep the tea bag for 5 minutes. During this time, the tea will begin to cool. 6. Strain the mixture through a fine, mesh sieve. Place the sieve, or a piece of cheesecloth, over a bowl and pour the tea through to remove the tiny pieces of bud. You can skip this step if you don't mind their texture. 7. Pour the tea into a mug and enjoy. Stir in sugar and more milk to taste. For an extra, indulgent drink, add a dollop of whipped cream topped with a sprinkling of cinnamon. Note, even with only a 1-2 gram, this tea will create a strong high. Method 3. Marijuana Herbal Tea. 1. Grind the marijuana buds. Separate out the stems and seeds if necessary, and use a grinder or chop up the buds with a sharp knife until they're finely chopped, but not completely powdered. 2. Empty a tea bag and fill it with the marijuana. Use a scissors to cut off the top of the bag, then empty the contents. Spoon the ground marijuana into the bag, then fold it over several times to keep the marijuana from spilling out. If you have a metal tea ball, you can use that instead. Or use a coffee filter, place the marijuana in the center of the filter, then gather the edges and tie it up to make a little bag. 3. Put the tea bag in a coffee mug. Add a second regular tea bag if you want to enhance the flavor. Earl Grey, Irish breakfast, or flavored herbal teas all taste great. 4. Boil a cup of hot water. You can do it either on the stove or in the microwave. 5. Pour the water into the mug and let the tea steep for 3 to 5 minutes. The longer it steeps, the deeper the flavor of the tea will be. 6. Remove the tea bags and drink the tea. Stir in sugar, honey, or milk to taste. Note, plain marijuana tea has a nice herbal flavor but will not produce a high, since it's necessary to extract the THC using fat to get the full effect. If you want potent marijuana tea, use a different method. Warnings. Learn about the marijuana laws that are relevant to your location. Recreational use of marijuana may be illegal in your jurisdiction.